Hey guys, it's Alex here, and I'm back with our Road to the World Record series, or save, I would say. And today we're going to be looking at the English Premier League, or the English Premier Division, as named by FM15. We're currently just finished the 22-43 season, in which Arsenal won the league with 81 points over West Ham, Middlesbrough and Chesterfield. Meanwhile, Man City and Chelsea are 16th and 17th, and Tottenham finished bottom of the league. So I can't really think of a much better season for Arsenal than this one right here. We're just going to have a little look through what's been happening in the Premier League. Obviously, there's a lot of change. There's a lot of different teams in here that you wouldn't expect. We'll look at some records. We'll look at who the past winners are. And we'll start with the past winners. So, we didn't load the league in for the first sort of few seasons, because obviously we started the save in 2015-16. So it was just the usual suspects winning the league. 2023 is the first season we loaded it up. So Arsenal win it, Man City, Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City, Liverpool. It's the same usual. 2030 is the first sort of out there winners, with Everton winning it. Pretty good. Man City then have a 5-year dominance, followed by a Liverpool 5-year dominance. 7-year with Man United, and Man United have a bit of dominance themselves. Swings back to Liverpool, and 2050 is the first time we see a non-Premier League side win it, with Northampton winning it, incredibly. United then win it a couple of times. Brentford then win it in 2053, followed by 2 Northampton wins. And then we go back to Man United and Liverpool. Man United have win it 5 out of the next 6 years, but you can see this Brentford are starting to come up here. Doncaster win it in 2062, and then we have a bit of a changing of the guard from the Man United and Liverpools to the Brentford, Northampton, and Doncaster. So Brentford win it 4 years on the run, followed by Swindon winning it, Northampton, and then a 6-year win streak by Doncaster. Northampton, Doncaster again, Northampton. 3 more years by Doncaster. Everton's second Premier League win. Northampton again. Arsenal get a couple for the first time probably since 2023. So first time in 60 years for them. And then 4 more years of Doncaster. So Doncaster really had this 20-year period from 2069 all the way up to pretty much to 2094, a 30-year dominance period. After they'd won it 4 years in a row, Burnley won it, then Doncaster again, Northampton, Arsenal, and a couple more Doncasters. And I think that was the point where they started to fall off. But 30 years from Doncaster, and they had a Ferguson Man United era grip on the title. Like, they won it 5, 6, 8, 12, 13. They won it 15 times or something like that, 15, 17 times. I think it might be 17 times in total they've won the Premier League. So that's incredible from them. We go back to Arsenal, win it a couple times. Northampton, Brighton win it. Then Arsenal a couple times. Northampton on 2101. Arsenal do win it on the 2100 year. Then Tottenham, first ever win. And then win it 5 years in a row. So fair play to them. And then Liverpool, Tottenham again. Back to Brighton, and then Northampton sort of have a 4-year dominant spell, and then it sort of starts going all over the place. You've got Brighton, Sheffield Wednesday, Northampton back-to-back, Sunderland, Sheffield United, Sunderland again, then Sheffield Wednesday. So Sheffield side had a little bit of dominance there. The first non-English side win it in Cardiff in 21-22. West Ham win it a couple times, sandwiched on either side of Sheffield United. Cardiff win again. Followed by Arsenal, back again from the London clubs. Fulham then win it. Northampton back again after a long, probably good 10, 20 years. Man United a couple times for the first time in a long time, actually. Man United win it for the first time since 2061. A couple times there. Hull win the league, and it was very funny because Hull were actually my affiliates at this point. So they win the league as my affiliate. They then just broke it and never won it again. Arsenal, Swindon, Arsenal again, Man United, Fulham a couple times, Charlton win it for the first time ever. Arsenal win it a couple times, and then we have a bit of a dominance period from Man United here. 2 times, Fulham, Spurs, and then Man United win it 7, 8 times in a row. Followed by Arsenal and Reading winning it, and then United 3 more times. Sheffield United, Spurs, Arsenal a couple of times. Swansea, the second Welsh team, win it 2 years in a row. Then 4 more years of Arsenal with Man United in between. Chelsea win their first Premier League probably since the 2020s, and between Newcastle winning it as well. Sheffield United then win it 21-77. You can see there's a lot of clubs. If you look at here, like Bradford getting close but not winning it. Marine win it in 2178, and that's the first club to win it that started non-league. They're the first non-league club to ever win the Premier League. So, from the start date of our saves. That's very, very cool for them. Arsenal win it. Bournemouth, Man United, and then Arsenal sort of come in with this big 8-year dominant spell. Bournemouth a couple more times. Sheffield United then come in with their sort of own dominance period, sort of getting interspersed with Arsenal and Bournemouth here, and then win it 4 years on the trot. Liverpool, Sheffield United, Brighton and Fulham trade a few times. Brighton, Fulham. Arsenal, Chelsea. It was all through London at this point. It went all over London. Brighton to Fulham to Arsenal to Chelsea to QPR. So the South was doing very well there. Arsenal win it 3 more times, and then Middlesbrough come out of nowhere with their own dominant spell in the early 2200s. Borough, Fulham, Borough 3 more times. United, then Middlesbrough, Barnsley in 22-21. Middlesbrough 2 more times, then Liverpool, more Middlesbrough, Arsenal, Liverpool a couple more times, and then Barnsley have a 4-year spell, and then Arsenal have just had a 6-year spell, followed by Derby winning the Premier League for the first time ever, Middlesbrough, and then most recently Arsenal. So that's a lot of Premier League winners, to be completely honest with you. I have a little sheet that tells me how many people have won it. So the most successful Premier League side since this has started, so we're not going to include total Premier Leagues, but since our save has started, is Arsenal with 46 wins, closely followed by Man United with 36, then Liverpool with 20, Doncaster come in fourth with 18, then Northampton with 17, Sheffield United have won 11 times, while Middlesbrough have won 9, Tottenham have won 8. Man City only 7 times. They won it at the start of the year and then they never won it again. Fulham with 7. Chelsea also done very badly, 6. Brentford have won it 5 times. Brighton, Barnsley also 5 times. Bournemouth 3 times. Everton only twice. Swindon twice. Sheffield Wednesday twice. Twice for Sunderland, Cardiff, West Ham and Swansea. And then the lone wins are Burnley, Hull, Charlton, Reading, Marine, QPR, and then Derby. So a lot of Premier League winners there. I also have the second and third places, so we can see who came second the most, and it was Arsenal, as you can suspect. They've won second 37 times. United also 19. Northampton 18 times they've come second. So Sheffield United have come 16 times, more than they've won it, unfortunately. I think the clubs that have come second the most but not won it is Stoke and Newcastle. Newcastle have won it once actually, haven't they? I remember I'd put that in. Stoke have come second 4 times, which sucks. And then also there's third places, but then total out of all of them, Arsenal have done the best, followed by United, Liverpool, and then Northampton. So it's very, very different. Chelsea and Man City have very much obviously not done well, and you can see sort of periods of dominance. It's funny seeing all of these sort of like Man United and even Doncaster sort of dominances now, but then you look in the league and they're nowhere to be seen. If we actually go down the leagues, look at the Championship, currently Everton are in there, Liverpool are down there, Man United have just got relegated to League One. Northampton, former Premier League winners, are down here. It's all over the place. We go to League One here. I think Doncaster were down here somewhere. They're down in League One or League Two. Burnley, former Premier League winners, are down there. It's very interesting how it all works. But it's incredible seeing who's going to be the next winner, because sometimes, just if we look at the stages here, Derby, I'll go all the way to the current season. Derby won the Premier League with 77 points. They got relegated the next season after. It's sometimes teams will just pop up out of nowhere. Mid-table, they'll win the Premier League and then they'll go back down, which is incredible. If we look at the records, Arsenal, this is including all of them, recently beat Man United. I think Man United had like 54, 55, and then Arsenal have recently taken over with 60 wins in total. Highest attendance was United versus City back in 2030. Lowest attendance was 4,000 people in 22-32 at Forest versus Crawley Town, which is incredible. The biggest win was 8-0. Highest scoring game was Oxford versus Swansea, so it did it beat out the Reading game, the Reading Arsenal game of 7-4. Most games won in a row apparently is Brentford, so that's interesting. Most games lost was Chelsea. Most games without losing, Arsenal. Most games without winning was Everton. So they went 32 games without winning. So that was probably even worse than Derby. Most team points was Brentford with 94. There's never been a Centurion, unlike in real life. Most team goals was Sheffield United with 109, and most team conceded was Everton with 104. And if we look at the player records, a Man City striker by the name of Flaviano D'Orazio got 35 in the really early time of 2030-31. I actually played against this guy in a Champions League final and lost. Most goals in the match, still 5, by a Cardiff player in 2065. Most assists was 29 by a United player, which is incredible. And there's a highest average rating. Most player of the matches. Youngest player, Brett Huntington, 15 years, 211 days. And the oldest player was 41. So it's been very interesting watching all of this sort of evolve at the moment. As you can see at the moment, we've got teams like Chesterfield, Ipswich, Nottingham Forest, Hull, Bournemouth and QPR recently won the Cups. But it just seems that Arsenal are the most dominant. Arsenal, the only team to not have been relegated throughout all of these seasons. Everyone else has. Man United, Man City, Chelsea, Tottenham, Liverpool, as you can see, well, some of them are not even in there. They've all been relegated except Arsenal. Arsenal came 17th twice, so they just scrapped it. And otherwise, they've been very, very dominant, which is interesting to see how it sort of interprets them. But yeah, that's how it is. Let's actually have a little look into the worst season. So I'll have a little look through and see what the worst ever seasons are and whether they could beat Derby's record of back in the day. Okay, so we had a little look through all the league seasons, and no one actually got worse than that infamous Derby 11-point season in 2007 and 8. The closest we found was Everton with 13 points in 2047-48. This was the year, obviously, they broke the record for most games without a win, which was 32. 2 wins, 7 draws, and 29 losses. They obviously beat Arsenal on that season, which is incredible. But yeah, that is the lowest. There's been a lot of weird relegated sides. Here we go. Here's Chelsea. Chelsea got relegated in 2050. If we look through, Chelsea got relegated again. There's Spurs, Chelsea again, Everton, Chelsea again. Chelsea became a bit of a sort of a ping pong club at one point. Sort of going back up and down. There's Chelsea again, Chelsea more. 9 points deducted from Northampton at this point. This is one of the ones where Arsenal came, they stayed up on 4 goal difference. How different would it have been? And also, look at this. Northampton deducted 9 points. It would have been very much a closer title race at that point. But it's very interesting looking through who's just relegated. Man City get relegated in 2075-76. You've had a lot of different teams up here. Tottenham there again, Chelsea again, Man City, Man United go down in 29th. They go down with Chelsea in 17th. It's all over the place. Southend comes second. It's crazy. And this is in an early 2090s. If you go further in, you've got it's just weird, like Hitchin Town, non-league side. They very nearly won the league at one point. They came second because I was following their progress. And they had a 10-point lead and then lost it to Barnsley on goal difference. There's been a lot of close titles. So such as this one, Arsenal beat West Ham on goal difference. We've had a lot. I think we did have goals scored at one point. If I look through, 71-71. Yeah, this is one Hitchin lost on goal difference by 2 goals to Barnsley. So that was very close. Another goal difference one there. They do like to finish on the same. 2 years in a row, it finished going to goal difference. Either you get a very, very tight season, or you get a very sort of someone just going way out above and winning it. Here we go, another one on goal difference. Fulham winning over Brighton. A lot of sort of low scoring. It's only really 70 points unit. 70 to 80 points wins you the title, which is interesting. Here's 78 points, but Arsenal win it over Chelsea on goal difference. It's incredible. But yeah, I think that will do it. If there's any more questions or certain clubs you want me to look into, or other things like the FA Cup, we were looking through the other day and found out that Middlesbrough won the FA Cup while in the Championship. So I'll have to have a little look at that and see who the lowest ever club to win the FA Cup was. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It's a bit of a different one. And I'll see you guys next time.